Inside No.9 Season 7 Episode 1 Ending Explained. Pemberton and Shearsmith have brought the show back for its 7th season, and this opener was an interesting one for certain. But what did the mysterious ending mean? Well, let's find out. Here is Inside No.9 Season 7 Episode 1 Ending Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. This episode was an interesting one for sure. It was a good introduction back into the series, and we got to see Reece Shearsmith and Steve Pemberton share the limelight alongside Mark Gatiss and Diane Morgan. Throughout the episode, we saw 3 friends and Diane Morgan's character, who was Steve Pemberton's most recent girlfriend of the time, go on a trip on a pedalo. The intention of the trip, which Lawrence planned, was to reunite the group together, and we're led to believe that it had a sinister tone, especially when we saw the bag almost get trodden on, and it seemed like Lawrence take offense to it, like he had something to hide. The episode felt like it was centered around Lawrence being stuck in the past whilst everybody had gone on to live their best life, and on the surface level, seemed as though it was filled with happiness and successes that were far away from where they were 12 years ago when they first met. Lawrence still lived in the same town, worked at the same uni that he studied at, and taught the same course that he took up when he was at uni. He sounded bitter and jealous and miserable, hence the sinister tone. However, it turned out later on, when there was a revelation, that the wife that Lawrence had been talking about and been with since university had sadly passed away. And the actual reason for all of them being there on the trip was for them to all be there when he scattered her ashes, so to speak. His reasoning was that they were there when they met, there when they got married, and now for when they say goodbye. This led Lawrence to then dive into the freezing cold water out of the blue, and we knew it would have a fatal effect based on what we heard earlier. He then swam over to an island and laid the photo of his wife down, lit some candles in a ceremonial way, and lit some fireworks with her ashes in. After this, we saw a cold, pale, and ill-looking Lawrence lie down beside the photo, looking like he achieved what he set out to do. It faded to black, and we heard what one would assume would be Bonnie's voice hauntingly swishing past. Then it got even more interesting. We saw the man who we saw at the opening section hauntingly look over in a rowboat, tying into the title of the episode as they rowed down the stream into a misty lake where his friends were no longer present. The boat was empty and a thick mist appeared on shore. We then saw Lawrence give the man a coin surprisingly, and him smile before it cut to black and the episode finished. I personally believe that this man was Lawrence's Grim Reaper. He knew that he was going to take himself that evening, and as the episode went on, it got closer and closer. Death was gaining ground on Lawrence, and he knew it was coming. That's why I feel he waved at him at the start, because he was welcoming death into his day, as he knew it would eventually arrive. This man was only visible to Lawrence because it was personal to him. Otherwise, we would have most definitely seen the group get saved. It looked like the Grim Reaper in terms of visual appearance, with the hood covering most of the head, and the ominous nature of him. Even the deep, haunting voice. At the end of the episode, when they were in the rowboat, I believe he was on his journey into the afterlife. The canoe is tied into the title of the episode, which ties into the song, which contains the line, "Life is but a dream," where I think he chose to leave his life behind because it was quite literally a dream. He married his childhood sweetheart and was content with his life until his partner was taken away from him, snapping him out of his life that was like a dream, but is now a haunted reality. That, and also the fact that now he's in an afterlife and his life is quite literally a thought from before that's now been left behind. It was the perfect way for the episode to round off, and although not having the obvious punch that one expects when watching an Inside No.9, it was more thought-provoking and sank in the more and more you thought about it. So, there you have it. What did you think of this episode? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.